You know that pressure you feel to do all of the many different exciting things during the holidays? Yeah, that. Let's talk about why you keep abandoning yourself in the process. Hey there, darling. I'm Alexandria Williams, licensed professional counselor, and in today's video, we will be discussing holiday overfunctioning and what you can do to meet more of your own needs as opposed to ignoring yourself in order to meet the needs of everyone else. And some of you might be asking, girl, what do you mean by holiday overfunctioning? I love the holidays. I get it. Me too. What it means is basically doing so much running around and showing up for everyone else that you don't take time to consider what you need or what you want. You don't think about filling your own cup or performing at your own pace because you're so busy shuffling around your kids, showing up for family photos, cooking food, potentially managing conflicts that sometimes we can get lost and wrapped up in the shuffle, and we wake up and look up and realize we're exhausted. And you don't stop to think, how can I meet my own needs? Do I need a nap before I put this roast in the oven? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about why the holidays tend to trigger overfunctioning. Well, let's start with it's exciting. Who doesn't love a good holiday? You've got all of the lights and the food and the friends and the family, and you're like, yeah, sign me up for the whole thing. And then we've got those roles and family expectations that many of us had been fulfilling for years, if not since we were children. You may be the funny one, and you've got to muster up the energy to be making everybody key and laugh all holiday season. You may be the oldest or the family manager, and you've got to make sure that everybody's in line and everybody knows what they're making or when they're showing up for the things. Maybe you're the peacemaker or the fixer or the one who everyone comes to for advice and leans on when they need someone. Maybe you're a mom or a parent. Dads be doing their thing too. Maybe you're a parent and you are the holidays, okay? If you do not get up and get moving, your household doesn't get to experience that wonderful holiday cheer. That's a lot of pressure. Regardless, many of these roles, while we love to show up and show out for our friends, family, and loved ones, sometimes we don't realize that these roles and expectations can be just a little bit exhausting. Holiday anxiety, holiday overfunctioning is your body, your nervous system remembering all of the different roles and expectations and needs that you currently have to feel and that you probably have been feeling for many, many years. You think you're being helpful and you're excited to do it. You're excited to show up and love on and be what your friends, family, and loved ones need from you. However, what a lot of us tend to do in the midst of trying to be and do all of the things, we tend to ignore the guilt or try to avoid conflict and discomfort. Many of us are trying to avoid the feelings associated with FOMO or disappointing our loved ones. And in order to meet these expectations and fulfill the role and meet the need, many of us during the holiday season have to go into overdrive and into hyperfunctioning or survival mode just to get the job done. Your body thinks it's keeping you safe and happy by keeping everyone else safe and happy and cheerful. But let me tell you something. Overfunctioning is not love. It is survival disguised as responsibility. Let's outline how your body and how your nervous system might respond to overfunctioning. You might notice you're exhausted. That was me Thanksgiving. I was exhausted, okay? I went back to work exhausted. I ended the day on Sunday exhausted because I showed up and I did all of the things and I wanted to, but I worked the whole Thanksgiving break. So I was exhausted. And then you've got people pleasing, where you're showing up and you're doing things and participating in events that you probably don't want to or don't have the capacity to. You might be overthinking, or you might feel tightness in your chest, sweaty palms. Or maybe you're the irritable family member. I know we've all seen this. The family member, yeah, you've piled too much on your plate. You're tired, you're exhausted. You probably don't feel appreciated. And now what? You snapping at everybody because guess what? You did not fill your own cup during the holiday season. For many of us, we might freeze or we might shut down. This is also a common nervous system response, and you might decide, I would just rather be by myself. This is where somatic awareness changes everything. Checking in with your body really increases your capacity to show up and do all the things that we want to do, or for you to choose yourself and recognize, hey, I actually don't have the capacity and I'm going to need to say no. Okay, and I know you're like, yeah, this sounds good. I don't want to be exhausted during the holidays. What do I need to do to meet my own expectations? Yes. What you can do is start with setting micro boundaries. So maybe it doesn't look like showing up to 4 different Christmas events. Maybe you show up to 2. Or maybe you decide, I'm going to have to leave a little bit early so that I have the capacity for all of the other things that I need to do. Maybe it's making sure you take off of work so that you can get some rest, or going to bed early. Setting these micro boundaries isn't always about setting boundaries with our loved ones. Sometimes we're setting micro boundaries with ourselves so that we don't take on too much. That's me. That's what I need to do. I have to set micro boundaries with myself because I get way too excited about the holidays and I genuinely do want to do all of the things. Another thing you can do is taking a 3-minute grounding break, or honestly, even a quick 30-second grounding break will do a lot for your capacity. And that could look like a quick meditation. It could look like taking a few deep breaths after somebody then said something crazy to you at the dinner table. It can look like asking yourself, my favorite question, what am I feeling and why? And when you figure out that why, do something about it. I'm feeling upset because I don't have grandma's cookies this year. She's not here anymore. Let's go find the recipe. Or let's try and see if we can make something similar. You see what I'm saying? You figured out the why and you go, which is the need, and you go fulfill it so that you're not as upset anymore. Another thing you could do, assess your capacity, okay? Assess. What is my container like? Is it small? I'm gonna need to be doing less because I don't have the capacity. Is it large? Because I have been checking in with my body, checking in with my nervous system, taking breaks, taking naps, fueling my body. So my container and my capacity is huge and I've got energy for all the things. Great, keep going. Regardless, I want you checking in with your capacity and setting realistic expectations with yourself based on your capacity, not what anyone else wants you to do, what your body and your nervous system can handle. Another thing you could do to help yourself meet your own expectations is encouraging and validating yourself. So if you know you don't have the capacity for something, or if you know your auntie made a mean comment and she hurt your feelings and you know you need to take a deep breath really quick instead of trying to force yourself to be okay, or if you know you have a loved one that you're missing during this time and the holidays genuinely just don't feel the same and you don't want to celebrate, validating yourself, validating your feelings is what matters more than anything, because when you validate yourself, you're able to better figure out what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and what you need. and how to assess your capacity. But if you cannot validate yourself, it'll be difficult to assess your capacity. It will be difficult to figure out what you're feeling. It'll be difficult to figure out why you're feeling it, because you don't trust yourself. Your inner self is not going to open up to you if, when it does, you're going to try to force it to feel and be and do something else. And so, yeah, we're like, okay, I can do that. This is not an anti-holidays campaign. This is not a you don't need to show up for your family campaign. This is a how can I make sure I am taking care of myself and making sure I'm doing the things I actually want to do. For holiday anxiety support, I put together a free balloon breath guided meditation that helps you reconnect with your body and calm it down quickly. For additional support with being overwhelmed, panic, or shame, the full guided meditation audio bundle is also available through the link in my bio. There are deeper tools to help you calm down and build a relationship with anxiety. Link in my bio.